Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I want to talk to you about something that is probably the most common obstacle holding the people that I work with back from their next level of growth and impact and fulfillment. And that is their fear of success. You know, if you're here, then you may be afraid of what success might mean for you, how you might be perceived, how it might change your identity and relationships, what kind of additional new challenges and opportunities and responsibilities might come with success. And I'm here to tell you, it is completely normal. It is natural. It's expected that you experience this fear. In fact, it's such a great sign that you're on the brink of stepping into something seriously extraordinary, a higher version of yourself. And I want to walk you through a way in which I have personally transformed and way in which I've helped clients transform this fear, because the reality is, if we're just operating from this fear of success, right, what that means is it's manifesting as procrastination, right? If subconsciously you hold a fear that you're afraid of the responsibilities that might come with success, or you feel like you don't have what it takes to handle success, or handle how your relationships may change as a result, then subconsciously you are resisting this success, and that'll show up through things like procrastination, inactivity, not taking action, or half-assing the job. Even though consciously, you're still dedicated, you're devoted to growing your business or enterprise or impact-driven project, and yet you are stuck at the same place that you were maybe 6 to 12 months ago. And so it's completely natural and normal. However, if we're just operating from this place of fear, the reality is, if we use David Hawkins' map of consciousness, this is very low on the scale, or on the map of consciousness. And just for those who are not aware, David Hawkins was a very well-renowned scientist and I guess metaphysical teacher as well, who actually demonstrated that each emotion has its own vibrational frequency. Since nothing rests, everything vibrates in our world, including our emotions. And the emotion of fear, I'm not 100% on the figure here, but it is much lower down the scale, closer to the emotions of guilt and worry and shame, which are very dense, heavy emotions. And so what that means for you is, if you're operating from this place of fear and you're trying to take action to grow and reach your next level of growth, from a root cause perspective, the energy that you're bringing to your work and to your relationships, with your clients, with your colleagues, with your family members, with your loved ones, with your boss, whatever it is going to be very low, right? And hence the procrastination, hence the inactivity. There's not a lot of creative inspiration that you can tap into to grow and level up from this place of fear. And we want to change that right away. Because the truth is, the number one vehicle to transform this fear, to drop it, acknowledge that it's there as a sign, acknowledge that it's there as a survival mechanism designed to protect you, designed to keep you safe, but knowing that you're not going to die because you are leveling up, or you're going to experience future success. Maybe in the past, when you were afraid of saber-toothed tigers roaming the savannah, and then fear set in, then that was very necessary, and your body went into fight or flight, and you had to make it out alive. But that's not the case today, right? That's not the case in our modern world, where fear shows up and it acts as a massive neurophysiological barrier to you actually evolving. So what do we do here? How do we transform this fear? Well, the truth is, the presence of fear, I believe, is the absence of love. Love for yourself and love for others. Because if I feel afraid of success, And I have on just so many occasions, especially since in Australia there's such a very prevalent, subtle, insidious mental disease that is tall poppy syndrome, which really holds so many people back from feeling comfortable to step outside of their comfort zone, to go against the grain, to really shine and show others that it's okay to shine. In fact, it's almost encouraged subconsciously and throughout school to minimize accomplishments so as to not stand out or to not be arrogant, which I don't believe is the case whatsoever. And so if you're feeling these things, like, I get it, like, it's completely natural and normal. The truth is, though, feeling the fear is okay, but living from the fear is destructive. And if you're living from the fear, then that's, indicating that there's an absence of self-love. Self-love in the form of self-trust, knowing that I have what it takes to deal with and handle the responsibilities, the challenges, the changes that come with success. Because you can cast your mind back to the last success that you experienced, and yet here you are, you survived it, you handled it, you may have made some mistakes, you may have learned some things, but nonetheless, you are here and you survived. So the fear is great. It's just there to show up to, keep us safe and to help us survive. But the truth is, we really want to be tapping into this idea of self-love, self-trust, right? So that we can find confidence and security in ourselves, knowing deep down that we do have what it takes, that we are well equipped to deal with success because we have dealt with it in the past. Now, secondly, there is an absence, so in addition to self-love, an absence of self-love, there's an absence of love for others, because the truth is, success is such a beautiful vehicle to express hope and optimism and inspiration for countless others. You can probably go on your social media feed right now on Facebook, Instagram, scroll through, creators that you follow and just look up to them and be like, wow, like, that's so inspiring. I can't believe they went from here to here. They've created this kind of impact. And you wouldn't be alone, right? Because I follow so many people who stand out and really inspire me. And if it wasn't for people like them, then a part of me wouldn't think that it's possible to devote my life to building something that, I'm passionate about and that I believe can make a difference. So it's this love for humanity that I think is so powerful, because then it fuels you to step into your success and to showcase your success, not from a perspective of bragging, not from a perspective of showing off, but from a perspective of illustrating and shining a light on how possible and motivating and exciting and real self-realization and success can be. You're really showing to other people, you're giving them a sense of hope and optimism and a guide, really, so that they can follow in your footsteps, or at least learn from your journey. So in some ways, one might argue that not pursuing success is actually quite selfish, that you're wrapped up in this fear, letting it control you, afraid of shining brightly, so as to not stand out, when in truth it could be the very thing that people need to give them this sense of hope and optimism for the future. I'm not saying you're selfish. I'm saying that could be a school of thought, but the truth is, this self-love and this love for humanity and a desire to leverage success as a force for good, to inspire countless others, is going to be the vehicle and the vessel through which you can drop this fear and transform it into your greatest fuel, which is love. And, to go back to David Hawkins' map of consciousness, love vibrates at an incredibly high frequency. It's not the highest. A test was, or a research study was conducted over, I think, 20 years, which demonstrated that authenticity is the highest vibrational frequency, and love is not too far below it. I think it's the second or third below authenticity. There might be peace up there as well. So what I mean by that is, when you're in love, like, from a nervous system perspective, your parasympathetic nervous system is switched on, which means that your immune system is boosted, your stress hormone is decreased, your feel-good hormones like oxytocin and endorphins skyrocket, you're creative, you're inspired, you're calm, you're in flow. This is a really, really powerful state to be operating from. This is a really, really attractive state to be operating from. This is the state where you're able to do your best work, and this is the state where you're able to attract all of the valuable, relevant, important conditions and circumstances and resources and people to support you in the execution of your vision. So this isn't just woo-woo, right? Like, there's such a fundamental neurophysiological difference between operating from fear and operating from love. And I really want you to, use this message as a tool to transform this sense of fear into love through self-trust, through a love for humanity, to really showcase your talents and your gifts and your light, because I believe that's what we were put on this earth to do. So have a really beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow.